Working on here today is a 1999 Honda CR-V, and I'm going to change this fuel filter. And I ordered a fuel filter off of Amazon, and this is what it looked like. And I just opened this package, and I'm not sure if it's a factory Honda part. I don't have time to go order a part or pick one up. It's not labeled Honda on anywhere. I'm kind of pissed, but there's nothing I can do about it now. But there's the Honda part number, which we can't really see it that well, but 16010-ST5-E as in Edward 02 fuel filter set. Comes with a set of the crush washers, which are required. This is the same type of filter on the older model, so I'm just going to use this diagram for the 94-95 Honda Accord and 4 cylinders. And this is the picture that they give in the manual, which is the same, just about the same exact filter. Okay, so I'm going to use the torque specifications for that, which it says tighten the banjo bolts to 16 foot-pounds, tighten the threaded fuel line to 27. The service bolts is 9. Okay, so 16 on the top, 27 on the bottom, and these are 9, which nobody ever keeps track of any of that. It's got one clamp that goes around it here that holds it. It's like a little band that goes around it. And I've just got I think it's a 14 millimeter crow's foot on there right here. And this here, I think it's a 17. It's a 16 or a 17. Yeah, it's a 17 millimeter. So I'm gonna pop this thing off and get this filter replaced. Hopefully this information helps somebody. Oh, and when you're taking that lower fitting off with this crow's foot, do that first, okay? You want to put I got a 3/4 on there. I just grabbed the closest thing. You have to hold this to get that loose. This thing has to be stabilized to take that off. And if you mess around with this down here and round that nut off, you are going to be pissed. So get a crow's foot, do it right the first time. These things are tricky. You'll be working on it all day long messing that thing up. So you have to back it up with something, and this will do the job right here. If you want to put it down there next to it, that's fine. But I always just put it somewhere easy where I can get to it. Alright, so look at that. I just turned it a little bit, almost a quarter turn. Okay, you see the moisture coming out of it. Almost. The sunlight's so bright right here. Let it drip out, and that'll relieve the pressure. Okay, you go messing around with this thing, you're going to shoot some gas in your face. So let it drip out. Put a pan under it and catch that stuff, and don't catch it on fire if the car is too hot. You have to wait for it to cool off. Alright, so we got all this stuff loose. You can see that there's a possibility that this filter has never been changed. This thing has the original copper washers. Now suppose that Honda provided copper washers with their filters through the years. I don't know when they started using aluminum crush washers. I hadn't paid much mind to it, but that is a copper crush washer. It has been used. Do not use it again. You have a brand new aluminum one that'll work just fine. It's not worth it to go leaking fuel all over the place. Anyway, so just get all this stuff out. Keep track of your parts. Okay. Everything looks good. You want to inspect all this stuff for corrosion, bad threads, whatever, any kind of problems. Alright, so that bottom was loose, this top one's loose. We got fuel dripping out, so be careful. Don't smoke a cigarette, don't start a fire. That kind of stuff that some people take for granted. And this, you see this here, you know how you get one of these ARP cups? You buy head bolts, and one of the head pops off, and you find it on your driveway, and you send it back to ARP, and they say, well, we can't prove how this head of this bolt came off, so we'll send you a free cup and a new head bolt. Thanks a lot, right? Alright, so this is what it looks like. Just keep track of these little bolts so you don't have to be digging around on the ground. That's what it looks like. It just comes off easy peasy. It's got a little vent line on there. I'm going to need to get that vent line loosened up there. But that's what we got. A couple of bolts, one nut. Easy. All right, so you got the new one on there, the bolts tied. I just left that vent line on there. You got it all on there. You want to leave it loose like this, okay? So that you can get this bottom fitting put on. It's easier to put this bottom fitting on now, all right, when everybody's loose, before you stick it on and start putting on bolts. You put all them bolts in there loose first. Don't tighten them up. Put them in there loose first. And then after you get everybody on there, then you can start tightening things up, because you want everything to work out nice and pretty. All right, so I got it all put together. I've marked it with a engraver, the date that I installed it. And it's all put together. That's what it looks like. Now this is the old filter, and it is made in China, so I suppose it's just been on there for a very long time, back when they used copper fresh washer. So that's what's going on with that. Alright, so I got that filter, that made in China thing. Alright, cut it open. And this is what's inside. Now, this has got to be the dumbest looking filter I've ever seen. I suppose it worked somehow. I don't know. I'm going to pull all this junk out and see what it looks like. But isn't that something else? That don't even look like a normal filter to me. That's just somebody just wrapped up in there and throwed it in there. Alright, so what it had in there was just like a little screen, like a little diffuser with holes in it. And then I unwrapped that filter media. And that stuff just unwrapped into a big old long, I guess this is what you call a toilet paper filter. It's like toilet paper. Just roll it up in a roll and let the fuel hits it on the bottom right here and pressurizes a little bit and works its way through. I guess it works all right. I don't know. There wasn't a problem with it. No bad injectors or any weirdness like that. But I'd rather have just a filter that has a pleated media, something that has a little bit more of a flow rate, you know, something that works. I don't know. I don't like this. This China stuff is just a bad deal. I guarantee you. I don't think Honda designed anything like this. Maybe somebody could chime in and let me know if they've cut open a Honda filter and got something like this out of it. All right, well, y'all take it easy. Have a good day.